Happy week starts from us at My Media Prime Television. It's a favorite program, The Brief, a program dedicated to the review of newspapers in the country. The program is bilingual, and AUDREY is always here to keep you glued to your
Bonjour, c'est notre rendez-vous habituel et pour la première édition de cette semaine, on débute avec le quotidien Le Jour où un candidat recalé l'examen l'INAM s'est exprimé sur les colonnes du jour. Dans sa plaidoirie, il revient sur les tripouillages qui ont émaillé le concours cette année et appelle à la justice. Son témoignage est à lire dans les pages 2 à 3 du journal bleu. Dans ce même journal, à la page 9, on parle des menaces de la FIFA. Le ministre des Sports recadre la FECAFOOT, titre Le Jour. On parle également du scandale des livres introuvables dans la page 8 du quotidien Le Jour. Dans la région de l'Est, le parti au pouvoir, le RDPC, a été traîné en justice pour tribalisme. Dans son article paru en page 4, le Messager nous apprend qu'une requête introduite au tribunal de Berthois aux fins d'annuler les listes de candidatures de la KD au conseil régional a été validée par Elecam. Le même journal parle de la FECAFOOT à sa page 12 et titre « Le Cameroun menacé de suspension ». On poursuit avec Mutation de ce matin qui parle de l'insécurité à Douala. À sa page 4 et 5, le journal revient sur comment des hors-la-loi ont sémé panique et désarroi jeudi dans la capitale économique. Toujours dans ce même journal, on parle de caution douanière à la page 9, 2 poids, 2 mesures. Terminons avec le journal des patrons, l'entrepreneur qui nous informe que Douala réclame 2 milliards de francs CFA à Camerco. Voilà pour les quelques titres parus en langue française. Place aux journaux en langue anglaise avec LASHA Kingsley.
Good morning once again, televiewers of My Media Prime. Let's check what the English newspapers have for us this morning, beginning with the media newspaper, beginning with the Guardian Post newspaper. Rather, 1 week after school resumption in the northwest and southwest region of the country, we are told by the paper that the northwest and southwest region record the highest school attendance since 2017. Education officials say attendance within first week of reopening already more than 90% of anticipated turnout of entire academic year. The controversial tax on mobile phones goes operational this Thursday, as we learn from the Guardian Post newspaper. On to FECAFOOT and the Professional Football League saga. Cameroon risk losing CHAN and AFCON hosting rights as FIFA threatens sanctions on Cameroon. The Post equally took interest in the FECAFOOT LFPC imbroglio, which may cost Cameroon's CHAN and AFCON hosting. Resignation will hit professional league football. FIFA warns about impending suspension. The paper also writes indignation as purchase tax on telephones, tablets goes operational this Thursday across the national territory. On to the media newspaper, which focuses on the pre-electoral petitions launched by some candidates from Fako division, the southwest region of Cameroon. According to the paper, disturbing scenario in Fako as fraud is alleged. Petition implicates Elecam, southwest governor, and others. Equally, administrative court to rule on petitions this Tuesday. Mia Korpa, the paper writes, Amugu Belinga apologizes to Mbangangele and the entire Beti clan's men after derogatory comments he made on his own people, his own clansmen, and the Delegate General for National Security of Cameroon. We end with Cameroon Insider. Cameroon Insider this day focuses on Cameco. Cameco back in the skies today, according to the paper. For now, flights will be let's come back to the studio with our guest who is already around. Today we have Kenneth, who is a journalist and equally of the civil society. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Lashley. Good morning, televiewers.
This is the first time you are coming on My Media Prime television and of course this program. So when you read through some of the headlines, let's look at school resumption in the Northwest and Southwest. We are told by the newspapers that the resumption has been effective and over 90% of what the government had earmarked for the entire academic year has already been met up within 1 week of school resumption.
Well, I have to admit that we've had it's a success for everyone, knowing that since 2017, this is the highest number of, we've seen the highest number of students in schools in the Northwest and the Southwest. So it shows that the governments and civil society organizations have had tremendous success on peace advocacy and community development and in fact unity in Cameroon.
Some areas still remain, like we had in Moyoka.
Unfortunately, when things begin to be good, it cannot just be simultaneously at the same time. So it's a work in progress, and we are hoping that as time goes on, things will get even.
As you're somebody who's working on the ground, is a community development activist. So what are some of the areas that you visited in the Northwest and Southwest to try in a bid to talk to parents for them to throw away fear and embrace school?
Well, as of the moment, I'm in Douala, but my colleagues are on the ground, and I have colleagues who are in Bamenda, and they have seen students go to school, though the fear is still there for some. The fear is still, especially for those who are living in those areas where that have significant separatist presence. So for them, it's still not. They don't think it's really that safe. But in towns or in rural areas, and in fact in urban areas, school resumptions have been 100% remarkable.
Okay, and we equally have some separatist leaders who are advocating for school resumption, and some still think that the future of the children should be sacrificed for political gains.
It's very unfortunate that even they on their camp they are divided. So it shows how confused they are, and it also shows how we are not. In fact, there are some certain things that we should look at and we are ignoring. Someone would tell me that my child should not go to school, and they're in Europe and their children are going to school. Me on the ground, I won't accept that. If you want me to sacrifice my kids, why not you start with a sacrifice? You understand? So I don't just pay attention to those people.
D'accord, Kenneth, parlons un peu du scandale à l'ENAM. Beaucoup de Camerounais se plaignent de l'incongruité lors des recrutements dans cette école-là. Que pensez-vous de cela?
Well, we know that it's an institution that is known for training our public administrators. And it's really unfortunate that we have to observe regional imbalance in the recruitment, in the recent recruitment. I noticed that about 76% of those who have been recruited in this batch, in the recent batch, are from the center and south regions, which is something that we have to fight against. In order to have regional balance, we have to make sure that the number of people who are recruited, especially in this particular sector, these are people that are going to rule us in some few years to come. And that is why we are seeing things like there are 10 the regions and governors, and five of the governors in Cameroon are from Beti. It is, we just look at, and there are more than 300 subdivisions, and more than 200 are from the BT tribe. So when you look at these things, you want to think that it's Cameroon promoting tribalism, but we always want to.
We equally heard that the
general manager or the director general of the NAM positioned his family members amongst all the divisions of both Cycle A and Cycle B of the NAM.
Yeah.
Something that has sparked widespread condemnation.
Yeah,
I really both thought a young man of about 34 years old should come with a new blood and, you know, some reforms. We've always been crying that the old people have occupied, you know, our position, and they are doing things that do not fall in line with our own ideology. And this is a young man of about 34 years old, bringing in almost all his family members in all the divisions of Vietnam.
It's sad, but when I heard of the rumor, I had to look at the list myself, and I saw some names and the positions there. And the family names are really, they're not hiding it anymore. I don't know why they're not even trying to hide it. It's so obvious, and I saw a list of names, and I told to myself, you know, in a country where we want to go forward, we want to promote decentralization, we want to promote unity. This is not the kind of thing that should be in this kind of institutions.
Et remarquez qu'il y a beaucoup de scandales ces dernières années à l'ENAM. En 2016, il y a eu un scandale. En 2017, il y a eu un scandale où on parlait d'un étudiant décédé qui son nom s'était retrouvé sur la liste des admis. Et je me rappelle à l'époque, le Premier ministre Philemon Yang avait demandé à ce qu'une enquête soit ouverte. Du coup, on se pose la question, mais que se passe-t-il réellement au sein de l'ENAM? Voilà.
Well, unfortunately, we know that when investigations are opened, we are never updated on whether what happens with those investigations. Whether they are closed or they are pending, we don't know. But it is really something that we have to fight against. We have to fight against regional imbalance. We have to, and sadly, I read some newspapers talking about this whole topic being a fake debate. That what if the people, the family members of the general director actually succeeded?
Deserved it, yeah.
So what if they actually deserved it?
So some people are equally questioning if they are the most intelligent. The family is the most intelligent family.
Yeah, that's another.
They're waiting for ENAM.
So when just 10% is coming from the whole northwest and southwest combined.
They know this as well. They are crying.
Yeah.
If you go through the Sahel newspaper, they are equally crying that the Nordists.
That they are not respected 30%.
Yes, the 30% quota.
And it's very curious because this is the majority of the population that the regime. I mean, these are the people who actually voted. The majority of the percentage, so it's kind of strange to sideline to put them out in this institution.
Yeah. Ok, Kenneth, on parle un peu de Cameco reprend ses activités ce matin avec beaucoup de dettes quand même. On parle de 115 milliards de dettes.
And there's another company that wants 2 billion.
2 billion.
Oui.
To be paid.
Entrepreneur, mettez l'entrepreneur s'il vous plaît.
Please, can we have an entrepreneur on the screen? Yes. Douala Air wants 2 billion francs CFA. Cameco is owing.
Yes.
When I saw this,
they went renting another aircraft from
Russia.
No, not Russia. From I think it's Ukraine or something.
Ukraine.
Not Ukraine. I'll think about the country. We'll come back to that. Yes, they went renting aircraft with this kind of debts.
The funny thing about this is that when I saw the amount 2 billion, I had a flashback in my mind. Is this some months ago? Cameco demanded 2 billion francs as a subvention from the government, for the Ministry of Transport. I was like, okay, and now were they aware of these debts? Then they wanted to pay it, so they were asking for subvention.
The question many people are asking: why can Cameroon not purchase at least an aircraft? Why must they rent this aircraft?
Et justement, le Boeing qu'ils ont loué là, c'est très cher. Hein,
well, you know that every company will want their reputation to go up, giving out the best quality services and products. So it's obvious that they want to. That's why you see them always renting. If they are already in debts in billions of francs CFA, you don't see them buying any aircraft, right? I don't think it's something that it's in their capabilities.
Okay, Kenneth, thank you very much for coming. We're glad you made it through to the program. This is the very first time. We hope to have you some other time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Televiewers, let's now go back to this very crucial topic that is making headlines in the country. We are talking about FECAFOOT. We are talking about FECAFOOT and the Professional League Football Association. And FIFA has written to the government of Cameroon, warning the government of Cameroon to stay away from this crisis. If not, they risk losing CHAN and AFCON 2021 and 2022 respectively. We have with us in the studio our sports man, Fabrice Kendiga. Fabrice, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
We want you to throw more light on this letter that was written to the Cameroon government recently by FIFA, warning the government to stay clear.
Of course, it's a letter that was addressed to the Cameroon Football Federation, coming from the World Football Governing Body, reminding the Federation of Article 13 and 17 of the FIFA statutes, which oblige member associations to handle their internal affairs within themselves. So to say, the letter reminded the Cameroon Football Federation that they are an associate of FIFA and they have to handle their affairs internally and not bringing in the government, as the letter is indicating. Maybe we throw more light what is happening and why we are here. Ever since the verdict from the Court of Arbitration for Sports that was given on September 14, reinstating the LFPC of Pierre Semenge, it has been difficult for this verdict to actually be implemented. Now, the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, Professor Narcisse Moule-Kombe, came in and created a working group which included the Cameroon Professional League, National Olympic and Sports Committee, and also the Cameroon Football Federation.
Yes.
But along the line, the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Seydou Moumoudjouya, told the minister that the bodies that's FECAFOOT, have created their own committee to handle their affairs. So I think this is where the issue is coming from.
So where suspending hosting rights, AFCON and CHAN hosting rights, something is not adding up.
According to Article 13 and 17 of FIFA statute, it obliges member associations to handle their internal affairs, not the government coming in. Suspending now means that FIFA has a notice, or FIFA is smelling traces of government interference into the affairs of the FA, and FIFA is coming in to say that they are still monitoring the situation. If they happen to notice any trace of government interference in the affairs of the Cameroon Football Federation, then they are going to suspend the Cameroon Football Federation. Now, suspending the Cameroon Football Federation, what does it mean? When you are suspended as by FIFA, you don't take part in any, be it CAF or FIFA organized competition. This means that Cameroon will not be able to host the CHAN, Cameroon will not be able to host the AFCON, and PW will not be able to represent Cameroon at club levels. So these are the penalties that are impending if FIFA finds that the government of Cameroon has interfered in the activities of the Cameroon Football Federation. But let's note that the minister, after that communique, came out to actually indicate that it is not an interference. He is not interfering. He's just coming in to solve a problem that was created by FECAFOOT. And he went further to say that FECAFOOT should tell their intermediaries that the problem now at hand was created by FECAFOOT and was not created by the Minister
of Sports. So how should FECAFOOT solve this issue? We have Seydou Moumoudjouya that has apparently reported the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education of Cameroon to FIFA, and we have the decision coming from the Court of Arbitration for Sports in support of probably the Minister of Sport and Physical Education and General Pierre Semenge. So,
well, we might not be able to boldly say that is the minister who reported his hierarchy his hierarchy in quote, because we know FIFA, football is managed in all countries. Football is managed as a private entity. Football, the Cameroon Football Federation is not like FECA Karate, it's not like FECA Volley or other one. It's directly answerable to FIFA. That's why you can hear former presidents of the Cameroon Football Federation telling sport ministers that my boss, that is FIFA, has instructed me not to attend the meeting that you invited me for.
Okay, Fabrice, now these are the two problems or the equation to solve. PWD going back to division or being or losing their league title and FIFA suspending the hosting rights for CHAN and AFCON 2020. So how can this problem be resolved so that Cameroon does not lose the hosting rights of these two competitions and PWD not losing its league title?
It's a complicated situation. Cameroon's football is in shambles, I should say. The only thing that is to be done at the moment is that FICAFU should respect the decision coming from the Court of Arbitration for
Which means that PWD will definitely lose its league title.
That might mean PWD lose its title, but the issue here is that FICAFU should respect the decision from the Court of Arbitration, because if this continues going on, probably we might see another normalization committee. I remind you that we had a normalization committee in 2013 that was not very successful, another one in 2017 that was not very successful, even though many argue that at least they won an Africa Cup of Nations, but it was under some kind of a normalization committee that came in. So the only thing that is left now to be done is to respect the decision. That's why the Minister of Sport is coming in to say that he is not interfering in the affairs. He's just ensuring that the decision from the Court of Arbitration should be respected.
Possibility of resolving or implementing the decision of the Court of Arbitration without not necessarily relegating or stripping PWD off its league title.
There is a possibility, and the possibility at this point in time is for dialogue to take place between the two elephants who are fighting. There are times in life you look at your friend, you look at your enemy, eyeball to eyeball, and you discuss the issue, because nothing short of dialogue, if the letter is to be implemented just the way CAS did indicated, then we might see that there are there's a dark cloud that hovers around Cameroon's football, and it will be sacrificed for AFCON. Well, we are not yet there. We are not yet there. So let's not say it, because this is something that those in the violence part of Cameroon, stricken down the lawyers and salaries, will not want to hear, because football in this part of the country is the only thing that can give them hope, the only thing that makes them feel that they are still part. So I think that the best thing at this moment is for Seydou Goumoujia to respect into the decision and get into dialogue with the general and see that there could be a solution, because as this fight
you have another team that also went to CAS.
That is why we're saying that
it's a lot of trouble.
It's a lot of trouble, but these troubles we can always find a solution to this trouble. Where I will fault the minister is the fact that the minister did not come in when the crisis started, but the minister is coming after the crisis, which means that if the minister was wise enough, he would have been able to save it before the crisis came. Now it has come. That notwithstanding, it's not too late. But let's be careful. Government interference, FIFA comes in with a sledgehammer, and the worst happens.
Thank you very much for coming.
C'était des briefs pour vous, mesdames, messieurs. Merci d'avoir pris part. Restez scotchés sur les programmes de My Media Prime Television.
Thank you for watching. My name is LASHA Kingsley, and you have been briefed. Tomorrow is another day.